All right, welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grimm here, and this is the continuation of our second Chronicle on Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We're playing Mass Effect 2. I need to give you a brief explanation. I had recorded 3 videos ahead. It was significant. They're an hour each. Actually, I think they ended up averaging an hour and a half. But what happened is that prior to recording those 3 videos, one of which actually went live on my channel, and was published, is that prior to recording those, I updated Microsoft Windows, and that always jacks up OBS. I'm kind of belatedly realizing this, but I am almost certain that updating Microsoft Windows is what causes my microphone device to reset to default instead of being specified to my headphone mic. And so I recorded video, but I had no audio, and I didn't even have game audio because my speakers were supposed to be set to my headphone speakers, and instead OBS reset back to what's labeled as default. And because of the Microsoft update and whatever it is that default ends up being, it doesn't connect to the game audio. So it was a totally silent video. All you had was video. You had no audio. And so I've got to restart. Okay, so that's what we're doing right here. Now, the other briefing I will give you is that in the last episode that you guys saw, or the episode prior to this one that I'm recording right now, we reunited with Liara, but gosh, it looked like, I couldn't keep her from becoming the Shadow Broker, and I was like, what does this mean for our romance? Is it going to break things off? That was decidedly not what I wanted. The 3 trilogy long monogamous romance to Liara is supposed to be one of those common thread things that really pulls the emotional ties together for this entire trilogy. So I that was the last thing I wanted, was for things to go wrong, and I'm not able to continue Shepard's romance with Liara because of something I did that I didn't know about. So I went and researched it, and according to the internet, all is well. There's nothing that you can do to keep Liara from becoming the Shadow Broker, and apparently it also means that there's very, very little romancing going on with Liara in Mass Effect 2. That gives you options. You can choose to romance one of the other crew members, and in Mass Effect 3, you can approach Liara and you can patch things up, but she knows about it, and she's not happy. But she forgives you, right? And that's not what I want to do. We're going to stay monogamous to Liara. I think it adds to the what do they call that? Separation causes the heart to grow fonder. That kind of a thing. It adds to the story, to the emotional input that each of these characters have. So we're going to stay true to her, and but we will get a little bit of a cutscene here. Now, I didn't know that whenever I first recorded this. It's just, I was saying, if I'm understanding everything I'm reading on the internet correctly, then we should get a little bit of a cutscene. And then I recorded it, and we didn't get any audio, so I did actually see and verify that we do, in fact, get a cutscene. So here we go. I hope all of that makes sense, guys. That was a lot of briefing.
How are you doing, Liara?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The Shadow Broker had more resources than you can imagine. Here, come on over. He had top-level access to the Turian and Asari governments. And more than one Solarian Dalatros traded intel. And now it's ours.
Have you found anything useful yet?
The Shadow Broker knew about the Reapers. Perhaps that's why he offered to help prove Saren's guilt to the Council.
He didn't want Saren to succeed.
He also knew that the Collectors were Protheans, repurposed to be Harbinger's puppets. There's even some data on the Protheans. I think he knew what was coming and was looking for a way to survive.
Why was he still looking at Protheans? They gave us the warning and the conduit at Ilos, but we've used those.
The Shadow Brokers seemed to think there was more out there. Perhaps the Protheans had other plans. Or maybe he was just grasping at anything that offered some hope.
How'd you know what the Shadow Broker was?
I didn't. I had no idea what to expect when we finally found him. But I researched pre-spaceflight cultures during some of my Prothean studies. I know a bit about the Yogg. There's more on the terminals if you want to look. They're a fascinating culture, and a terrifying one.
How's Farron doing?
As well as you'd expect, after 2 years of intermittent torture.
You gonna be okay?
I don't know. He wants to work, so I'm letting him help. Maybe it takes his mind off it.
I took a different approach here. Before, I just cut to the chase. I went straight to, I want to talk about this, and I didn't go through that investigation thing. Now I've got this added option. Now, given how Shepard has been kind of, how do I put this? He's just observing. He's not showing any emotional attachment, but also being friendly. I believe he's giving her a space with the way that he's approaching things. So I think he might ask this question, and he would ask it in a nonchalant, I'm interested, I'd like to know, and just be honest with me kind of way. But you kind of never know with these things, so we'll find out.
So, you and Farron?
We're just friends. Commander, are you jealous?
Yeah, a
if
little
you're
bit.
concerned, maybe you should do something about it.
Ah, see. Yeah, it helps to show. It helps to show that you have a little bit of, and like, hey, what's the breakdown here? Why do you want to know? You know why.
You know, I didn't come down here just to talk about data.
I know. We have some unfinished business. But just because we were together before, I miss you. But it's been 2 years. I don't want to put pressure on you.
All right, well, we're obviously not going with these options, so it's, let's jump right back into it.
I've got fond memories of the last time you put pressure on me.
So do I.
Why don't you come to the Normandy for drinks?
I'd like that.
Good. Get your things and come on up.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right there. Just give me a minute.
Did you enjoy the tour?
Yes, it's a beautiful ship. And I ran into Joker. He seemed happy to see me. Although, he did ask me to record any parts of our conversation where my eyes do that freaky black eternity thing.
Of course he did.
I also spoke with Dr. Chakwas. I'm glad she's doing well. I brought you something. It took some digging, but I recovered your tags.
That's sweet.
I thought I'd never see these again.
You can't get back everything you lose, but sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, that was the plan.
How are you actually doing, Shepard? I mean, really. Not what you tell your squad to keep morale up.
So she's asking a real honest question. She wants to know. She doesn't want to know your answer where you put the happy face on. She wants to know how do we really feel. Now, if it were me, the real me in these shoes, if I were in this kind of a situation, my honest answer would be right here, because I'm one of those. You might describe me as an eternal optimist. It really depends. I guess I commit strong in whichever direction that I think things are leaning. So if I see somebody put a plan into place that has components to it that I know that's the wrong move and it's going to break things, then I'm very upfront and realistic about that, and I tend to be very pessimistic, you know. But if it's a good plan, if it's the best that you can do with what you've got, even if we're uncertain about what the future may hold or how this plan is going to work out, if I feel confident that it's the best that we can do with what we've got at the time, then I tend to be extremely optimistic. I think it's just built into my personality. It's you do everything you can, and then you go the whole 9 yards. You don't do any half measures, right? So this wouldn't work for me. This wouldn't work for me, or they're not accurate of how I am, so I'm going to go ahead and run with this. I just want you guys to know the reasons why.
I'm okay. Really. It's been rough, but we'll get it done.
You've certainly made a good start, even if those idiots on the council won't admit it. There wouldn't be a man, woman, or child left on Horizon, if not for you.
I saved some of them. Not enough. And the collectors will keep hitting colonies until I stop them.
So you'll stop them.
And here I thought it'd be difficult.
You'll get the job done. You always do. I just don't know what comes next. So tell me what you want. If this all ends tomorrow, what happens to us?
To be honest with you, I would say this. I would say it in a laughing kind of way, like, this is why we live to the fullest right now, you know? This is more my personality. Because I think it's truthful. Given what we're up against and what the nature of our mission is, if we fail in that mission, the entire universe is going to burn. There is no happily ever after. Your happily ever after is right now. Spend everything. Spend all of your fuel. Go for broke. Spend the reserves, because this is existential. And there's something invigorating and life-giving when you are in that kind of a position. And so it's succeed or die. So I want to see how this plays out. I hope it doesn't go in a cynical way.
Come on, Liara. You've seen the data. Even if we win, you and I won't get to see the parade.
Then what's the damn point? Of drinks or conversation or any of it? If we could all die tomorrow.
I think that's unfortunate. I misinterpreted what the question was. So he's saying we die no matter what. I would go with this, because this is a little bit of a version of what I was just saying. That live to the fullest right now.
It's not tomorrow yet.
Goddess, you were dead.
I got better.
This time, but you're going to leave again. When your team is ready, you'll leap through the Omega-4 relay. I spent 2 years mourning you. So if we're going to try this, I need to know you're always coming back.
Yeah. Sometimes, right, like, well, I state the obvious a lot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. She doesn't necessarily want point-blank, hard, pure rational truth right now. She wants a reason to continue. And so I would make that promise. So what I'm trying to say is that if you look at it analytically as to whether you're telling the truth or telling a lie, there's no way that you can confidently make this promise and guarantee that you can keep it. So you're kind of lying by saying this. That's my take on it. But whenever you read the situation, you read what a person really is asking for. She's not really truly asking for you to give her an analysis on the situation. She's asking for you to give her a reason to stay in it. And this is the reason.
I'm always coming back.
Are you sure?
I haven't stayed dead yet.
You make a compelling argument.
Yeah, that is a
I'm
good
just
argument.
getting started.
Thank you, Shepard, for the drinks and everything.
Come back soon, Liara.
That's kind of a cool scene. There were a few wrinkles in there that played out differently than the first time I did it because I made some other decisions and I had asked other questions and stuff like that. But how cool is that for her, though, that she's got a boyfriend that came back from the dead for her, you know? So I think that was real neat how that turned out. But if I'm understanding everything right, that's the last that we're going to see of any kind of romancing or anything for Mass Effect 2. But let me show you something.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Thank you, Kelly. Because we have opted to stay monogamous, not here. That picture right there will stay face up. If you were, and you can if you want to, if you were to go romance, say, Miranda, you could rejoin with Liara in Mass Effect 3, but during the rest of Mass Effect 2, this picture is going to be face down. And I think that's like harsh to me. That's kind of like a hurtful feeling. That feels like something lost, you know? Because the picture remains there. He doesn't get rid of the picture, he just puts it face down. That's very sad, in my opinion. Oh gosh, dead fish. How come I keep getting dead fish? How do I feed these suckers? Maybe that was I don't know. That might have been the first time I'd noticed that there were dead fish. I think so. Because remember, I recorded all of this before and there was no audio. And whenever I saw that I had dead fish, it kind of impacted me. It freaked me out a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, I was responsible for life. And I let it go because I didn't realize I had to feed them. There's probably something right here that you have to press to feed. Okay. What else was I going to tell you? I didn't say it in the moment. I did in my last recording. But one of the things that I really appreciated about Liara there in that scene was that she, threw her support and encouragement behind you, even though you're going on a dangerous mission. And you know that for her, the instinct is going to be fear. Fear that you're going to get hurt, that you're going to get killed, that you're not coming back, right? Which she expressed later on. So we did have to address with that. She did express it later on. But she tried really hard to be behind you and what you're trying to accomplish. She knows that what you're doing is higher than yourself. It's a higher purpose. And what I'm saying is that that doesn't come naturally to her. She had to get herself into that position emotionally and psychologically. She had to do a lot of work to put herself in a position to support and encourage you. And that should be recognized. That was a complete uphill battle that she did well before she came onto this ship. You know, so I wanted to point that out because that's something kind of heroic on Liara's part. that could have easily been lost on Shepard, because there was a lot going on in that scene, right? There's a lot of emotional things going on, and we're going to roleplay that this was not lost on Shepard, that he understood what kinds of battles she had to fight just to get to that kind of a position, and the commitment that shows that she has to him. I think that's real special. It was really, really sweet. So I wanted to point that out. Okay, we are at about 40 minutes, a little bit shy. Let's go back to the CIC. And I believe I had to complete research.
Samara wants a moment with you, Commander.
Oh, that's right. Oh, we're going to do Normandy dialogue. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's talk to Kelly first.
Jack's tattoos are beautiful. As colorful as her past, I'm sure. I have concerns with her temper, though.
Jeez, colorful as her past.
You have worries about Jack?
I know she'll be solid under fire, but her attitude suggests deep personal issues. She pushes people away, yet approaches sex casually. I don't think she understands her own motivations. I wouldn't be surprised if she makes advances on you. If you want her respect, think twice.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we wouldn't do anything with Jack. That's exploitation. Jack needs real care. She needs real friends. She needs a real team that will really support her and not just allow her to throw herself away. And we're going to do that. I picked this before, and I didn't necessarily like the response I got, so I'm not exactly sure. It's hard for me to read between the lines and know exactly what Shepard's going to say here, but I'm going to try this one.
Don't worry, Jack's a big girl. She'll be just fine.
I hope you're right. Anyway, what's up?
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Thane would like to see you down in life support on the crew deck. Samara would like to see you in observation on the crew deck. Anything else, Commander?
Thane and Samara. Okay.
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need anything.
So I didn't necessarily like that response either. He was basically telling her, hey, don't worry about it. Mind your own business. She's a big girl. She can make her own decisions. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think that is a canned response. When somebody is emotionally compromised, you cannot expect, it's not fair for you to expect them to take care of themselves. That's the whole point of what are friends for. I think you're just a terrible friend. You're an untrustworthy person if you just simply chalk it up as to, well, she made her own decisions. No, you're a monster, dude. And so, in this situation, we are going to take responsibility for Jack's continuing recovery. She's on her way already. We're going to go do a mission for her to help her get some closure on some things. And in the meantime, what we're not going to do is we're not going to allow her to self-destruct. That is a fight or flight instinct that she has born into her. It's a coping mechanism. I think it's more of a fight or flight. That is her getting terrified and just trying to run away from something, I think. Now, maybe I'm being an authoritarian here, but I don't care. I do not care. I don't care what you want to call me. That is one of our team members that we've taken responsibility for. I will go to the mat for her every single time, even if that means being the bad guy or making her feel childish or whatever it is. I don't give a rip. I'm willing to be the bad guy in order to get her through this and to do all the things that I think are necessary to try and help her out. So it's a command decision on my part, but that's the route that I'm running with.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Quiet enough. What the?
Trouble?
No, it's nothing. Son of a... Very funny, Edie. Real original. Stop it.
You did insist on manual control, Mr. Moreau.
Oh, is she messing with the chair? I didn't quite pick all that up. That was funny, though.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
All right. Nothing available there. Damage protection is always nice. Take the redundant field generator also. I probably should have gone with biotic instead. That was my bad. Okay, now we're out, so we're going to need to do some more mining. Definitely get the submachine gun damage. That should be it. Oh, armor piercing, yes. Okay.
Shepard, how can I help?
Okay, so there's not really anything else to
I'll
talk
let you
about.
work.
We'll be here if you need me.
Let's go check on Jacob. I don't think there's anything to say to Jacob either. He's waiting on us to do his mission.
I hope we can clear up what's going on with the Gernsback, Commander. Doubt my father's alive after all this time. Was there anything else? Just eager to get going.
Yeah, see, we gotta do his mission.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
I am glad I joined your team. It has been too long since I traveled with companions. When the time comes, I will do whatever is necessary.
You're an important part of this crew, Samara.
It is my honor. Also, there is a matter I need to discuss. When we met on Ilium, I told you about a very dangerous person I was pursuing. Using the information you obtained, I have located her. She's been going by the name Morinth. I would like to apprehend her before she disappears again.
Didn't you say you'd pick up her trail after our mission?
I know where she is, right now. In a month, she may be gone. This is the best opportunity I've ever had.
Where is she?
Omega, a nightclub called Afterlife, which seems a perfect place for her to hunt.
How important is this?
Killing her has been my focus for 400 years. It is the most
Good
important
grief.
thing in my life, and the reason I became a Justicar.
Tell me about her.
She is an Ardat Yakshi. It is a term from a dead Asari dialect. It means demon of the night winds, but that is mythology. She is simply a very dangerous woman who kills without mercy.
So is an Ardat Yakshi a special kind of murderer?
Morinth suffers a rare genetic disorder. When she mates with you, there is no gentle melding of nervous systems. She overpowers yours, burns it out, hemorrhages your brain. You end up a mindless shell, and soon after, you are dead.
Why isn't this ever mentioned in Asari literature or art?
When we were primitive, there was much fascination with Ardat Yakshi. Some cultures worshipped them as gods of destruction. Now the Asari have a place in the galaxy, and they don't wish this defect to be widely known. As far as I know, only 3 exist today. 2 chose a life of seclusion. The 3rd ran.
Morinth.
She ran, and I am sworn to kill her.
I don't know that I blame her for running.
When she fled, she proved her addiction. She was not taking a great moral stand. She simply wants to keep killing. She is a tragic figure, but not a sympathetic one.
So you hunt down these Asari just because they're born with a genetic condition?
It manifests with maturity. When one is diagnosed, she is offered the chance to live in seclusion and comfort. If she refuses, it shows her addiction to the ecstasy she gets from killing her mates. There is no redemption for such a person.
So they're like succubi.
Isn't she only deadly to the people she mates with?
Each time she kills, she becomes stronger, smarter, and faster. And she's been doing this for 400 years. She confuses her victims, twists their feelings. They will do anything for her favor.
We need to stop her.
Thank you, Commander. There are no words to express what this means to me. There is one thing more. This creature, this monster. She is my daughter.
I think I went with this one before. And it's, but I think I'm going to go with this one right now.
I cannot imagine what this is like for you.
I do not want pity, Shepard. I do not accept it. My daughter's condition is my fault, and my redemption lies in killing her. Do not pity me. Simply understand my situation.
How did all this happen?
I spent my youth on the move, adventuring. I killed people, mated with them, or just danced the night away. I learned so much, experienced so much, and then my matron days came. I could finally sit back, bask, and enjoy my family. But in one moment, it was all taken away.
Crimea River.
It sounds terrible.
I sat in a med lab while a nearsighted doctor droned at me, and I learned that nothing was as I thought it would be. I gave up all that I possessed. I own nothing, claim nothing. All my knowledge will die with me. Now my purpose is to destroy my own children.
Okay, and on this one here, I didn't like either one of these answers in the context of what she just talked about. I understand. I'm admitting to you guys, I was late to the party on this. I had to hear this in a class I took at college, I think. Maybe I learned it before then. Seems likely that I learned it before then, but I was late to the party. Saying I understand on a person's experience that is obviously far removed from anything that you've ever walked is almost insulting. It can be a trigger point for people. And then I don't especially like this one either because it's too calloused. So I'm going to run with this.
We need to get on with our mission.
I understand. Nonetheless, if there is time, I would like to go to the Afterlife nightclub on Omega. Help me find my long-lost daughter. And kill her.
See, that middle one, it was still kind of hard, but it's kind of more hard and to the point. It's not a calloused... It's not a get-over-it comment.
We'll go find Morinth.
All right. That went a little bit differently. I didn't think it went quite as well as the first time that I recorded. But it's not terribly far off either. Crew quarters. Okay, we got Miranda and Garrus over here.
Thanks again, Shepard. Taking the time to help me with my sister. I couldn't have reached Oriana in time without your help. And you proved yourself trustworthy.
Jeez, Miranda.
Unlike Niket. I'm glad I got to take him out myself.
Now, this is the place right here where I would imagine a lot. Look, she's dressed up in leather and straps. If things went south with your relationship with Liara, gosh, I kept wanting to call her Liana. Liara, then I think a lot of people. There's something here in the body language that seems like you could get to know her a little bit more, if you know what I mean. Maybe not right at this instant, but you could start down that path, and this is probably the point that you would do that. I'm front-loading you with all that of what I think that this situation could lead to if we wanted it to, and I'm telling you, we're not going down that path. We're not. This is gonna be a monogamous relationship with Liara. All right, what about Oriana? You don't believe that? Let's see, unlike Niket, I'm glad I got to take him out myself. Yeah, let's address that.
Who are you trying to convince? Me or yourself?
I would have liked to convince Niket. I still don't know why he betrayed me. I regret that it came to that, but I did what I had to do.
Oh, that's not her skin. That's a part of the uniform. I thought that was all see-through stuff. I'm like, jeez, you ever heard of professional attire?
Are you happy about your sister's relocation?
She has what I wanted her to have. A normal life, and the freedom to choose her own path. And she knows she has an older sister. A friend.
Okay, now I personally think that these are probing a little bit too much. I wouldn't go down these routes myself, but for the sake of dialogue options and opening context up with the characters, we're going to select both of them.
You never told me what you talked about.
I introduced myself. Her family was shocked. She adjusted quickly, of course. She's as smart as I am. She plays the violin, loves the adagio movement of Nielsen's Fifth, just like I do. She wants to work in colony development. Told a joke about it. She's really funny. Something we don't share.
Are you gonna talk to her again?
I honestly don't know. For once, I haven't planned that far ahead. I'll deal with it after our mission. I have to stay focused, and she needs time to adjust to her new home.
Let me know if I can do anything else.
I think I got it from here. My father has no chance at finding her family in their new location. But thank you, Commander. My sister is safe again thanks in large part to you. I won't forget that.
See, I mean, just the camera work there kind of lets you know that these two are looking at each other. At a bare minimum, it's her. She giving him eyes real hard, right? But I thought that he was kind of returning it a little bit, so... Anyway, we are going to avoid that. It's acknowledged there's potential chemistry there. We're just not going to go down that route. There's potential chemistry between a lot of people, you know?
Any chance we could get to the Citadel, Shepard? I'd like to follow that lead on Sidonis.
Yep. I'll let you know, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Alright, so Garrus is all done. Thane was the other one for sure, but we're going to check in on Grunt and Jack as well. Here's life support. This is Thane.
Shepard, I mentioned when we met on Ilium that I was dying. It's called Keprel's syndrome. It's not communicable, but I have less than a year to live.
Is that what you called me here for? I wasn't worried about it.
No.
Jeez.
But as I face the end of my body's time here, I find myself dwelling on my mistakes. I had a family once. I still have a son. His name is Kolyat. I haven't seen him for a very long time.
How long has it been since you talked?
10 years. He showed me some of his schoolwork and asked if we could dance crazy. We did that when he was younger.
What sort of dance is that?
I checked my extranet contacts. I expect an update on my next target. The console plays music, old, unfashionable. Kolyat jumps into the room. My father runs around in circles. I scoop him up, toss him into the air. He shrieks, laughs, spin me. The console beeps. I put him down. Click the message. Father, he pleads, tugs my sleeve. I need to read this, I say. I don't look at him.
Did something happen to them?
I abandoned them. Oh, not all at once. Nothing dramatic, no sneaking out in the middle of the night. No final argument or slammed door. I just did my job. I hunted and killed across the galaxy. Away on business, my wife would tell people. I was always away on business.
So remember, he has a perfect recall of memories. So what he experiences is something in the way of a flashback, actually, if you trigger one of those memories.
You never mentioned this before. Why now?
When my wife departed from her body, attended to that issue. I left Kolyat in the care of his aunts and uncles. I have not seen him or talked to him since.
If we're talking about this, he must have contacted you.
No, he didn't. But my condition. I've been judging my life, measuring what I've added and what I've taken away. I used my contacts to trace Kolyat. He has become disconnected. He does what his body wills.
You'll have to explain that one to me.
Disconnected. The body is not our true self, the soul is. Body and soul work as one in a whole person. When the soul is weakened by despair or fear, when the body is ill or injured, the individual is disconnected, no longer whole.
What's wrong with him? Is he hurt?
Something happened that should not have. He knows where I've been, what I've done. I don't know his reasons, but he has gone to the Citadel. He's taken a job as a hitman. I would like your help to stop him. This is not a path he should walk.
You don't hire a raw rookie for a contract killing.
I'm afraid someone may have seen we share a name and assumed we share skills. I don't know why he would accept the task.
Maybe he name-dropped you to get hired.
It's possible, but I don't think so. It doesn't seem right. My name. He should not respect it.
To be closer to you, maybe?
That thought haunts me more than any other.
What made him go to the Citadel?
Years ago, I prepared a package for him. A relic of my ill-spent life. I had Volus bankers store it, and arranged for delivery when I died. He acquired it early. I don't really know how. I did wet work on the Citadel around the time his mother died. That may be why he went there.
Thane, I don't have your contacts and I don't have your tracking skills. Why do you need my help for this?
I don't need your help, I want it. The last time I saw my son, they wrapped her body in sea vines, weighted it with stones. He tries to pull from me, calls for her. The hammer lift her off the platform. They sing like bells. The fire has gone to be kindled anew. He begs them not to take her away. They let her body slide into the water. He hits me. Don't let them. Stop them. Why weren't you? Rains. It always rains on Kage. Warm water pours down his face.
I didn't mean to make you relive that.
Perfect memory. It is sometimes a burden.
I'll get us to the Citadel as soon as possible.
Thank you, Shepard. I'll be meditating until you need me.
Okay. So we've got his special mission now. Next stop, engineering.
Bird not grunt. I like it. I have a clan. That makes me... It makes me want to fight, not just able to. At Uvink, I wanted to disembowel him, to tear out his spine like a trophy.
We started this because you were losing control. Now you sound more violent than ever.
Rex said I was normal. Just had this built-up stuff because of being grown in the tank. Now that I know it's not an outside thing, and I have a place as a Krogan, I like it. Our enemies are in trouble, Shepard, and we better not run out of targets.
Nice.
There's no danger of that. They're practically lining up.
Everyone gets a turn. Wouldn't want it any other way.
Into here, and Jack is the only one left, I guess.
I need to get to Pragia, Shepard. Soon.
Okay, so no
I'll
updates.
think about that. Meanwhile, I have to go.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna close out this episode here pretty soon. We're gonna go up to the CIC. I'm gonna bring up the map. And I'll show you what I'm planning on doing next for the next episode. Oh, do
No
I have...
messages for you, Commander.
Let me make sure about that. Yeah, I see. Okay. From Elizabeth Bainham. Hey, Shepard, I heard about what you did on Ilium, and I wanted to thank you for helping out Zhu's Hope one more time. We're surviving, if barely. Most of Exegene left, but I stayed behind as an attaché, and to make sure that nothing was left of the Thorian. We don't need that problem again. Also, I'm really, really sorry that I shot at you. I'm pretty sure I said that, but I just wanted to reiterate it. Good luck and thanks. Zhu's Hope is alive again because of what you did. Sincerely, Elizabeth Bainham. From Shaman Erdnot. Oh yeah, I like this. I actually like this email quite a bit. Damn it, I hate these things, but you need to hear this. You're part of Grunt's Krat, and you're his leader, so keep him alive. Here I have to stay polite, play the role, but our people are dying. Krogan have always valued survival over tradition. If we're going to survive as a people, we need your vat-grown Grunt. Okir was a madman, but he was a madman with a plan, and that's more than most have on this ball of rock. So bring him back from your damn mission. My people need him, and if you all get killed, I'll piss on your graves. Shaman Erdnot. I thought that was a pretty good email. From Detective Anaya, greetings, Commander. I'm not completely sure this will get to you, but thanks again for helping me deal with Samara. The Eclipse mercs have gotten real quiet around here, and my superiors have backed off too. No idea if the two are related, but hopefully the next time I meet a Justicar, I can give her the respect she deserves. I still can't believe I worked a case with one of them. You're a lucky human. If I find any more data on her target, I'll pass it along. Thanks, Detective Anaya, Ilium Law Enforcement. From Jert, greetings, Commander Shepard. Liara Tassoni gave me your contact information. I was one of the cleaning crew in the Dantius Towers. You helped get me out of there. According to Tassoni, you also found Thang. He took down some of the Eclipse mercs trying to gun us down, and I wondered if you could pass along my thanks. The way he moved, one was dead before they even knew he was there. He snapped another's neck, then shot a third, all in the space of a few heartbeats. It was incredible. He moved like a dancer, grace and power and constant motion. Okay. Seeing him changed my life, woke up something in me. I don't fully understand yet. I don't know what I'm going to do, but Solarian lives are too short to waste as custodians, especially when there's so much else out there. I'm going to find something that lets me capture what I saw in him, that beauty, that aesthetic perfection. I'm also going to buy some nice clothes. So if you could tell him that, or just whatever parts of that you think appropriate, I'd appreciate it. Sincerely, Jared. Well, I think it's safe to say he's got a man crush. All right, get rid of that. From Oriana Lawson. I hope this is the right Commander Shepard. I'm Oriana. My sister only told me a little, but I don't think it occurred to her that I'm as smart as she is. I poked around a little and found an information broker who got me this address. I got to thank her, but I never got to thank you for helping me. My parents don't really understand it, but I know how much Miranda did, how many little things over the years were her looking out for me. I'm not going to tell them. I still want to go to school and get some degrees, but I wanted you to know that I know you saved me. I had a guardian angel all these years. I don't know if my sister has anybody. She said that she's working for you, and it was pretty clear that you were doing something dangerous. Make sure she comes back alive, okay? Oriana. P.S. Don't tell her I sent you this. It would just make her angry. P.P.S. Miranda, quit looking at Shepard's messages. Oh, don't act like you don't. It's what I do. That was actually a really sweet message. I especially really liked this final paragraph here. That's very kind. Okay, so we got the messages done. I still need to discover the rest of this system, and I'm going to do that offline, and I'm going to also discover all of the planets in the system. I'm going to do mining and discovery. That's what I'm trying to say. And what am I missing here? This must be where the mass relay's at. Oh, no, it's not. It's down the other way. Okay. It's over here. Because I want to show you what I'm planning on doing. I want to do this off screen. So I mentioned to you I'm going to mine and I'm going to explore this system. Now I believe I'm going to find an anomaly, if I'm remembering correctly. Remember, I've played this already. I just had the OBS problem with recording audio. So I'm having to re-record. But once we finish that, we are going to fire out to here, and we're going to help Jack. And I'm going to have to discover this system. Yeah. Well, never mind. Because I don't think there's anything in this system that we find. I'm just going to have to 100% it. And I'm going to do Jack's mission. That's not going to be offline. I am going to record Jack's mission. But I am almost certain I'm going to find an anomaly here in the Hourglass Nebula. So offline, I'm going to do all the exploration and the mining in this system. And then in the next episode, we will open up with doing the anomaly. If I do indeed find one here, we'll do that anomaly. And then we're going to shoot out here to the Nubian Expanse and do Jack's mission. And from there, we're probably going to go recruit Tali. And then we're going to start knocking off these teammate missions. We need to hit the save crash ship as well. So that's the plan. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. I need to now save. And this will be labeled as Liara plus Normandy, so that you know it's got the Liara cutscene in it, and it's got the, you won't necessarily know it's got the Liara cutscene, but you'll know that there's something to do with Liara in there, and then it's got Normandy dialogue. And that is replacing an episode that had gone live, actually, but that episode didn't have audio. So it's, it's just these things happen. All right, guys, I saved it. So again, I am Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues.